Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Monday night fun-filled event here at Pony Express Sim Racing. I am your host, JR Cop, and we are coming to you live from Twin Ring Motegi for round 7 of the Open Wheel for Amateur Series. I do apologize for the delay, the joys of living in the frozen tundra. I had a emergency snow removal that needed to take place. So I apologize to everyone for the delays. Hopefully you were able to see a little bit of the action and follow along as we get ready to wrap up qualifying here. So far, David Lehman's on the pole followed closely by Dennis Diaz, Alexander Hammonds, Tony Watson, and Brad McCombs rounding out your top 5, all within half a second of each other. So that's going to wrap up qualifying as we're going to get underway here. See if everything... All right. Oh, what is going on here? Let's hide that one. As you can see, David Lehman on pole, followed closely by Dennis Diaz, Alexander Hammonds, Brad McCombs, Stephen Rubens, Stephen Thompson, Zachary Maxson, Mackenzie Johnson. Looks like Jay Smart, Tony Watson. Oh, this is all messed up. Zach Purcell, Zachary Nuremberg, Zachary Maxson, Mackenzie Johnson, and starting 12th tonight will be Mr. Jay Smart. And I can't get that off the screen. Once again, things are not working out well. There we go. As we get underway, we take the green flag here at Twin Ring Motegi. And immediately, Dennis Diaz pulls in behind David Lehman as he tried to cut up underneath him, and he's going to make a pass right off the beginning. David Lehman, who is your current series points leader, over Stephen Rubens, followed by Mark Dillon Jr., who is not in the field tonight, and Mr. Dennis Diaz, who is currently sits 4th place in the league standings. And you saw during qualifying there, David and Dennis were within 1/10 of a second of each other, so this is going to be some tight battles, some tight racing. As we have an incident right away there, it looked like, I'm not sure who that was. Looks like we lost Alexander Hammonds. No, Alexander Hammonds is right behind Dennis. Further back we have Brad McCombs and Jay Smart, who is, oh, and Brad is having, looks like, some severe connection issues. And looks like we have an incident. Mr. Diaz off track as he just gets in a little bit hot. Not enough heat in those tires to make that. Let's see if he makes it smart and safe and he gets back on track. Well, that is going to put the pressure on one Dennis Diaz here tonight as we are coming around lap 1. Let's see if I can get that track map to reload. There we go. As we come around to complete lap 1, David Lehman, who stretched out his lead a little bit, almost a full second over Alexander Hammonds, who's got a full 1.5 seconds on Jay Smart. Looks like Zachary Purcell has had an incident. See what happened to Zach here. So coming around, and I'm going to guess just gets in a little bit hot. Yep, and just loses it just a little bit, luckily to avoid everybody as he gets back on track. And Zach Nuremberger has had an incident. Zach coming down that long, short chute on the front straight there. Looks like Zach just running in a little bit hot. Yep, and those just not quite enough heat in those tires yet for those guys to be running that hard. David Lehman, who has stretched his lead out over Alexander Hammonds by almost a full second now. These guys' temperatures in these tires should be about up to speed now for this first 25-minute heat. Now they do a 25-minute heat followed by a rack and stack, which they will invert the top 8. And then the 8th place car will start from pole position, and the pole position guy will start from 8th. It's a little unique setup here at Pony Express. As we see David Lehman come down that long straightaway. You'll hear these guys as they just start to hit that rev limiter coming down. You can see David hard on the brakes there, not locking up those tires. Very important these guys don't lock those tires up at any point in time, as you can flat spot those in a hurry. And at a track like this where it's a lot of straightaway, double apex straightaway, tight left-hander, tight right-hander, straightaway, you really want to make sure that you have all of your tires left by the time you get towards the end of this race. And Mr. Diaz has managed to claw himself back up into 8th place. Still down 6 positions tonight, but Mr. Jay Smart, who is on a roll, up 9 positions, started 12th and has managed to claw back 9 positions already here with only 3 laps gone. Uh-oh, we had an incident. Mr. Diaz just had a little off-track moment. Oh, takes a cone or 2 with him. iRacing officials to get those put back up before we even get to the next lap. These guys do a great job in iRacing. Those track workers are quick, boy. Alright, as we ride along here a little bit with Jay Smart. Riding in 3rd place here in heat number 1. Jay is first season, having a great season thus far. Let's see if I can pull up where Jay stands overall. Jay hasn't done enough races yet. He's had a few incidents, missed the first couple of races. But you are allowed 3 drop races, so still a lot of season left for Jay. If we take a look here at our 2nd place in the overall standings, Mr. Jay Rubens, with Stephen Thompson right on his tail. These 2 battle for 4th place. Oh, Jay gets in, or Steven gets in just a little bit hot there, locks up that front right tire. Hopefully didn't flat spot that. In fact, let's jump on board Stephen Thompson here and take a ride, see what these guys see. Coming into this tight right-hander here. Down all the way down to 2nd gear. Now we have this nice sweeping right, left, right. Very fast left-hander followed by a long sweeping left-hander as they come down into this hard braking zone with this tight 180-degree left. Then we're going to be hard on the gas as we're going to come into, once again, a 180-degree hairpin here before we enter this long back straightaway. See if Stephen Thompson can get any kind of draft. Just not quite close enough. You can hear him hit a rev and bouncing off that rev limiter. That is a long back straightaway. Into this nice little chicane before they come on to the start-finish straight. There is a nice partial lap with Stephen Thompson. Let's check back in with our leaders, David Lehman. Andrew Hammonds has managed to stabilize that gap. David's not pulling away from him, running almost identical lap times. Looks like Alexander was about 1/10 of a second faster that lap. Jay Smart has fallen behind a little bit, although Jay has ran the fastest lap of the race so far at a 1:44.36. We still have 16 minutes left of racing, so plenty of time for these guys in the back here to catch up to our lead pack as they've stretched out a little bit. In fact, right now we have Stephen Thompson. Oh, it looks like Zachary Maxson is on the move. He is, but he doesn't show up on timing and scoring, so I can't. There he shows up. There's Zachary Maxson. He is being chased down by our current champion, Mr. Dennis Diaz, who's recovered nicely from his earlier off-track excursion, as Dennis had a off-track followed by a spin. And here they are. There's just not enough gearing left in those cars for that long straightaway. Dennis using all the track there, trying to get as much of a run as he can coming into this chicane before the start-finish straight. And you see Dennis using all the track there, which is going to allow him to get a run on Zachary Maxson. He's going to dive up the inside. He's got enough. And, oh, Zachary's going to take the long way around and fight. He's not going to give that up easily. Oh, as they touch. Hopefully no issues. No damage for either car there. It looked like it was a wheel-to-wheel shot. As Dennis is trying to do whatever he can to get back up there in touch with our leaders. Well, now Zachary Maxson's got another issue. He's got Stephen Thompson right behind him. As we check back in with David Lehman. Up here just having a nice, quiet, consistent race. Down to the 114.13, and Alexander Hammond's a 114.11. So I would have to say these two are evenly paced, and you saw Mr. Brad McCombs ahead of them. Brad, who it appears is having some severe connection issues. He's bouncing pretty hard. Oh, as David Lehman gets in there hot. And you see these guys, now they are using all of the track. You saw earlier Zachary Maxson was trying to hold that line a little bit too tight. You know, you got to let these cars run out as far as you can. Use all the tracks so you can maintain all of that corner speed and all that momentum. Jay Smart has turned in the fastest lap that time at a 143.8. Oh, and there we have Brad McCombs off track again. Said I'd see what happened here with Mr. Brad. I think he's just having some issues and he just gets in there a little bit too hot. The one thing I could say is these F3 cars, they do not handle well in the dirt, but Brad seems to have gotten it figured out. Nice drive, and Mr. McCombs stays out of everybody's way, and then you see him bouncing around again. We jump back up here with David Lehman. 13.5 minutes remaining in heat number 1. David Lehman followed by Alexander Hammonds, Jay Smart, Steven Rubens, and Dennis Diaz round out your top 5. Zachary Maxson and Stephen Thompson are still locked in a nice battle here for 6th position. And these two are the closest battle on track at the moment as they try to hang on to the back of Dennis Diaz there. Dennis is kind of checked out on these two as he's starting to slowly run down Steven Rubens. But he has got quite a bit of a gap there to run down on Mr. Rubens. But he is about a half a second a lap faster. Mr. Diaz is over Steven Rubens, so he's got enough time to at least claw back into the 4th position as these two continue their battle for 6th position here tonight. Next week we are going to Monza for a open wheel for amateurs race. Monza is a lot of straightaways and a lot of chicanes. In fact, if you stop by Wednesday night, the Endurance for Amateurs series will be coming to you live from Monza. I believe I will be in the booth for that as well. I'm not sure who we'll have joining us, but we hope to be broadcasting that live. Big shout out to everyone at Pony Express for putting these races on, hosting this, running the championship, running the series. Those guys over there do a great job. Mark Dillon, Zach Nurberger, Sean Watson, Zach Purcell. Guys do a really great job running all 4 series. Got the Endurance for Amateurs, Open Wheel for Amateurs, Pro 4 Trucks, and the NASCAR for Amateurs. In fact, stay tuned after this race for the Pro 4 Truck Series, brought to you live by the gentlemen over at Extreme Sim TV. Matt and AJ will be bringing that race to you live tonight here at the conclusion of this race. So stay tuned for that one as those guys take those off-road trucks and have a little bit of fun. You can see here Alexander Hammonds is... Oh, that's not Alexander Hammonds. There we have David Lehman. It's just eked out a little bit of a lead over Alexander Hammonds now, as we come up on just about 10 minutes remaining here in heat number 1, at which time we will invert the field and run a 35-minute feature race. Now keep in mind, we also are going to be coming up on pit stops here shortly. I would imagine everybody here is going to run in for a splash of fuel, some new tires, and away they go. Looks like Stephen Thompson was able to catch and pass Zachary Maxson. Zach just runs it in a little bit hot there. Allows him to go by, and we also have a pass for P4 as Dennis Diaz caught up with and was able to make the pass on Steven Rubens. As he comes up on the inside there, he's got the line, able to make that pass. That puts Dennis up there in 4th position. But he's got 8 seconds to gain to catch up to Jay Smart. And judging by lap times, I don't know if he's going to be able to make that happen today. But that's kind of leaves Dennis in a no man's land there. He's going to start 4th here if he finishes in 4th position. But that does put him ahead of his closest competitor at the time, which is going to be David Lehman, our current point series leader. Let's check on Zachary Maxson is now coming under pressure from Tony Watson. Tony, who is down 4 positions tonight, had some incidents at the beginning there on those cold tires. So you can see those two not really running that corner as wide. See what Tony has here. He's going to try to cut underneath him and not able to make the pass there. Just not quite close enough yet. And, ooh, there's Tony, and he's gone. As Tony dives up the inside, is he going to be able to make that stick? Well, we don't know. Nope, he is not. Now, the issue with diving up the inside like that is you got to kind of cuts off of all your momentum. And the guy on the outside is able to keep that momentum going. He's able to keep that position. If you're going to make that dive on the inside, you got to make sure you get in front of that guy so he can't keep his momentum. He's got to slow down for you a little bit. See what Tony can do as we come down on this short chute. Oh, they go past. Is that Mackenzie Johnson? Let's see. Oh, Tony gets a much better run out of that corner than Zachary Maxson. We'll see how this fares when they get all the way down the end here, as both guys are going to start bouncing off the rev limiter. Tony's going to take that inside line. Just not... Oh, he's going to make that dive. Is he close enough? Oh, Tony locks it up a little bit. Gets a much better run out of that corner. You can see Zach is taking a really tight line there. Now Zach is guarding that inside corner, trying to make Tony... No, he's not going to give Tony any room, as Tony's going to take that dive in there. Is he going to hold it? Oh, it's hard to tell. Tony is disappearing, and Tony's able to make that pass stick. See if Zachary's got anything to do. If Zach looks like he might be looking up the inside here, trying to take that position right back from Tony. As he gets into the back of Tony. Now, we're going to take a look here from Zachary Maxson's point of view. I just don't know if Zach... Let's see if we can... Yeah, you can clearly see Tony disappears and then he comes back on screen. You can't really fault Zach for that. As Tony is able to get back underway, but again, you can clearly see there was no car there when Zach went in that corner. That's a shame. Those two are having a great battle. As we check back in with our leader, David Lehman, who's managed to pull away from Alexander Hammonds by 2.5 seconds. Alexander's got another 4-second lead over Jay Smart in third place. And Jay has comfortably got that third place position. He just keeps it on track here for another 5.5 minutes. Here we see Mr. Brad McCombs. Mackenzie Johnson running that wonderful Hot Wheels paint scheme tonight. Oh, big lock up there. Really going to hurt his momentum. Oh, as Mackenzie gets it all wrong. Gets in there a little bit awkward. Kind of had a bad angle coming into that corner from the start. Mackenzie is having a interesting lap there. Tony Watson coming out of the pit lane here. You can see Tony in for his pit stop. Him and Brad McCombs have made their pit stops here tonight. You see David Lehman getting ready to click off another lap. As he comes down that long back straightaway. Just a little lock up there, but not too bad. David Lehman followed by Alexander Hammonds. Jay Smart holding on to that first heat podium position. Looks like Dennis Diaz has found his pace. He's almost a full 7/10 faster than our lead group at this point. Dennis is 1:43.15. He is on pace here late in this race. In fact, that is the fastest lap of the race by 0.4 of a second. Fortunately, I think it's going to be a little too late for Dennis tonight in heat number 1. As everybody's kind of got themselves settled in to a nice little rhythm here this evening from Twin Ring Motegi. Only 12 racers here tonight. Again, these guys are allowed 3 drop weeks, so sometimes commitments, take place, get in the way. Such as myself tonight. It was a long night of shoveling snow and trying to keep my house functional and operational. As we come down to 2.5 minutes to go, David Lehman, again over Alexander Hammonds, Jay Smart, Dennis Diaz, and Steven Rubens rounding out your top 5. As we check on Zachary Nuremberger here. Zach is having Zach's actually kind of held spot. He qualified 9th. He's currently running in the 9th position. You can hear that rev limiter going in the background. These guys are just not quite enough gearing to run that full course, which really makes it hard to draft and pass going down that back straightaway. You're just not allowed, or you just don't have enough gearing to be able to make that pass on somebody. You hit the rev limiter, and that's all the faster the car is going to go. Zach seems to have settled into a nice pace. Mackenzie Johnson, see what happens to Mackenzie. He's got another incident. Oh, just catches the inside curbing again. Mackenzie's going to have to change that to the dirt wheels truck instead of the Hot Wheels car. It's like the Zach's could be in for a little battle here. And they're running identical lap times, Zachary Purcell and Zach Nuremberger. As we come down to the final minute of racing here. See where David Lehman's is. I would assume he's going to come and take the... Oh, as David Lehman comes in for a pit stop. Well, now that is unusual. Be interesting to see what the strategy is there. And you see Dennis Diaz in for the pit stop. Jay Smart. And Zachary Nuremberger's had an incident. See what happened to Zach. Coming down that long back straight. Wonder if he just gets in a little bit hot. Yep, just locks it up just a little bit. Now I wonder if Alexander Hammonds hasn't figured out that you can actually be on pit lane and cross the finish line. Or has he managed to save enough fuel that he does not need to pit? Well, that would be an oversight by everybody else, because they just handed this to Alexander Hammonds. And Jay Smart is also, he's not pitting, but boy, has he gone way off the pace. They got one long straight and a couple corners left. Looks like Alexander Hammonds might have pulled off the fuel strategy victory, as he's coming down to the last couple of corners. And looks like Alexander Hammonds pulls off the fuel strategy victory in heat number 1, as does Jay Smart. These guys are able to run the full 26 minutes on one tank of fuel. Congratulations, Hammonds. What an amazing race. And Jay Smart finishes second, followed by David Lehman, Stephen Thompson, who also plays that fuel strategy game. So there we have the first heat. Alexander Hammonds, followed by Jay Smart, David Lehman, Stephen Thompson, Dennis Diaz is your top 5. Zachary Nuremberger, Stephen Rubin, Zach Purcell, Zachary Maxson, Brad McCombs, Mackenzie Johnson, and Tony Watson. All right, there we have your finals for heat number 1, as we're going to step away here for a quick break. Be right back with the final heat number 2. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are for the start of the final heat at the Pony Express Sim Racing Open Wheels for Amateurs series, coming to you live from Twin Ring Motegi. Starting on the pole for this second one, we have Zach Purcell, followed by Steven Rubin, Zach Nurberger, Dennis Diaz, Steven Thompson, David Lehman, Jay Smart. Our heat number one winner, Alexander Hammond, starts 8th, followed by Zach Maxson, Brad McCombs, Mackenzie Johnson, and Tony Watson. As we get underway, they get ready to take the green flag and they're off. Zachary Maxson's going to try to lead them down into turn number 1. With Steven Rubens up on the inside, Dennis Diaz is going to try to cut right through everybody. As Dennis makes a great move, those guys are a little bit timid on cold tires. So the question of this race is going to be a matter of how fast can Alexander Hammonds and David Lehman get up there before Dennis takes the lead and runs away with this, as he's already making a move on the inside of Zach Purcell, and he has made that pass easily. So lap 1, Dennis Diaz leading Zach Purcell. Alexander Hammonds has managed to move his all the way up to 3rd place already, as he is not waiting. He realizes that he must get on his game if he is going to keep... Oh, and Alexander goes around and he's going to collect a few people in his wake. Oh, that's going to split this field all the way up. Oh, if you're Mr. Dennis Diaz, you couldn't be happier right now, as he goes around again. Let's see if we can look at exactly what happened there. Yep. Just went off. Dennis Diaz says thank you very much, as he slowly starts to pull away from Zach Purcell, who's got a nice little gap to Steven Rubens, followed by Zach Nurberger, Jay Smart up to 4th place, David Lehman up to 6th place. So we have another incident there. Looks like Brad McCombs has had an incident. That is not Brad McCombs. Alright, here we go. Here's Brad coming in, and looks like he just catches it. Oh, just catches the grass, and oh, that's gonna take a beating to that poor F3 car. These guys are running the F3 cars this season. Next season they will be switching to the Indy car, which means we will get some oval races in there, along with some road courses and some street courses. So here we see Zach Purcell just ahead of Steven Rubens, followed closely by Zach Nurberger. Jay Smart looking to get around Zach. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have an issue I'm going to take care of here. We're going to take a short break, but we will keep the action rolling. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes life takes precedence. As we are back live from Twin Ring Motegi, as we see Dennis Diaz has got a comfortable lead now, 3.5 seconds over Zachary Purcell. Followed by Steven Rubens. Zach Nurnberger is holding steady in 4th place. He's been under pressure from Jay Smart for the last 3 laps, and he has yet to put a wheel wrong. Nice to see Zach able to get up there and battle. Jay Smart is right all over the back of him. Jay is trying to do whatever he can to get around Zach, as he knows he's got, oh, there he goes for that crossover move, just not quite close enough, and Zach gets in there a little bit hot. Oh, what a great save by Zach. I don't know if he's going to get a slowdown for that. Now he's got David Lehman on his outside. Great piece of driving by Zach Nurnberger. I mean, he did lose a couple positions, but that could have been a whole lot worse, as you see a big lock up there by David Lehman. Oh, that's going to hurt his drive coming out of that corner. As this looks like Zachary Purcell is starting to come under fire here for a battle for second between him and Steven Rubens. You can see Zach Purcell followed closely by Steven Rubens. Here we go. Some reason that track map disappeared. I apologize. Alright, what do we got? Looks like this is the battle on track at the moment between Zach Purcell and Steven Rubens. But they are not. Looks like David Lehman. Jay Smart has had it in. What happened to Jay? He's having a great race. And, oh, just gets in there a little bit hot. Catches the dirt. And that's going to cost him 4 positions. Oh, what a shame for Jay. Was having such a great race. Now he's waiting, doing the right thing, not risking. Well, that has allowed David Lehman to jump up to 4th place, as he is in a battle here with Zach Purcell, Steven Rubens. These guys are in a battle here for 2nd place. Alright, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Your battle for 2nd place. Zach Purcell under fire from Steven Rubens and David Lehman. As you see, David Lehman is all over the back of Steve Rubens. Now, these are your 1st and 2nd in the points battle at the moment for this championship. I would imagine neither one of these wants to give up a position. At the same time, neither one of them wants to take the other guy out. A lot of time left in this race. Still got 25 minutes of racing left. And I'm going to guess that Alexander Hammonds is not going to be able to stretch this one out as a one-stop or as a no-stop. David Lehman is trying to get up the inside as he's going to try to cut it, the over-under, and it does not happen. And I just don't think these cars have enough gearing. He's going to pull out of the draft. and they're both going to hit that rev limiter, but looks like David Lehman, is he going to be able to hold it? And he does. Makes a wonderful pass on Steven Rubens. Now he sets his sights for Zach Purcell. David, I'm sure he's a little upset after his first race issue where he came in for a pit stop and lost what was an easy victory for him. Meanwhile, Dennis Diaz is checked out, ladies and gentlemen. 11 seconds. He is a full straightaway ahead of these guys. You still don't see them coming. Just running consistent fast lap after consistent fast lap. As you see here, his best lap was his last lap, a 1:43.4. And David Lehman has caught and managed to get around Zach Nurburger. Let's see what, or Zach Purcell, excuse me. Let's see what happens here. Oh, that is not what I want to see. We want to see this. As he just comes up the inside, he's got the position. He's able to make that pass nice and clean. Keep his momentum. Now he sets sail, a distance set sail, to see if he can catch up to our leader. Dennis Diaz. Now, David's able to make that pass. Now he's got a 12-second gap to make up. But he is free and clear of traffic, so we'll have to see what kind of lap times Mr. Lehman can run. He is almost a full second off Dennis's pace at the moment. But again, he was contending with some traffic, dirty air, pushing really hard. So as we cross the line here, lap 8, 12-second gap to the man in front. Steven Rubens is falling backwards. He is falling back into the clutches of everyone here. As Tony disappears again, which is going to make it hard for these guys driving around Tony. You just can't, you don't know where he's going to end up coming back, and it's no fault of Tony's. Sometimes you just have those issues. As these guys tried to chase down Zach Purcell and get on that podium. A nice race by Tony. He is rebounded nicely from his first race incident. Up here running solidly in 4th place, up 8 positions so far tonight. Hopefully Tony can maintain that pace and fight for a podium position, the final podium position here at Twin Ring Motegi. Again, round 7 of the Open Wheel for Amateurs, presented to you live by Pony Express Sim Racing, AlienAwards.net, and 3HM Advertising. Big shout out to those guys. We do this every Monday night. We also do Pro 4 Trucks coming up after this on Extreme Sim TV. Check out Matt and AJ as they broadcast those guys doing some crazy driving in those big 4-wheel drive off-wheel Pro 4 trucks. Amazing fun races to watch. You never know if you're going to get a dirt track, if you're going to get street courses. They cover it all over there. And then Wednesday nights we have the Endurance for Amateur series. In addition to Friday nights, we have the NASCAR for Amateur series. Now also, coming up next season, we do have the Dark Horse series, which is aimed more towards the professional racers. So we're going to have the Dark Horse NASCAR and the Dark Horse Endurance for Amateur series, which will also be a team racing event. So you'll be able to check that out. We will continue to have the amateur series, but we're also going to have a professional pro series. iRacing limits of 5,000. You must be at least 1,000. So that'll be coming up next season, starting at the end of April. So make sure you guys stay tuned for those. If you're thinking about sponsoring one of those events, please contact one of the admins at ponyexpressracing.com. Get a hold of those guys. They will get you squared away if you want to sign up to race. Again, ponyexpressracing.com. And you can also check out for the latest news updates and what's going on in the league. Check out PESimRacingThePodcast.com. Oh, actually, that is PESimRacingPodcast.com. You can also check out PESimRacing the podcast at iTunes, Spotify, anywhere you get your iTunes or get your podcast from. Come check us out. That's myself and Tyler Berger bringing that to you live every week as we try to recoup. As you see, Tony Watson is able to get past Zach Purcell. Zach Purcell seems to be struggling here the last couple of laps. As Tony is able to get by him onto that podium position. As you see, Tony running some pretty consistent 144s, low 145 lap times. Unfortunately, nowhere near where he needs to be to catch those guys in front of him who are running low 144s and the high 143s. As Zach Purcell now comes under fire from Steven Rubens. These guys battle for 4th position. Imagine Steven Rubens really wants to get past Zach here. Tag onto the back of Tony. Try to do whatever he can to minimize his points loss tonight. He is currently 13 points behind David Lehman. He's looking to lose a few more here tonight if things stay the way they are. Still have quite a bit of racing yet tonight. So we are going to step away for a quick break, as we will catch you back here for the conclusion of round 7 of the Open Wheel for Amateurs live from Twin Ring Motegi. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking with us tonight here at the Open Wheel for Amateurs Series Round 7, live from Twin Ring Motegi, as we got pit stops underway, which means we are going to get some shuffling in the leaderboard. Dennis Diaz has made his pit stop. David Lehman has yet to make his pit stop, which has put him in the lead. So here we see David Lehman currently running in first position, but of course he still has a pit stop to make. And he's only got a 9.5 second lead over Dennis Diaz, who's already made his pit stop. Third place is Alexander Hammonds, who has yet to make a pit stop. As you can see here, got a little pit strategy board going on over there. Never used that before, it's kind of handy. David Lehman going to be getting ready to pit. Probably this lap would be my prediction. He's coming up on the 25-minute mark, which means we are coming up on the final 10 minutes of this race. Let's stick with David Lehman here and see if he pulls into this really tricky pit lane. As you can see, these guys really got to get hard on the binders and make both those corners and not exceed pit speed limit. Let's see where Dennis Diaz is coming around to regain the lead. Looks like Alexander Hammonds has had an issue. Oh, let's hope that's just him coming into the pits. As he comes underneath the bridge. Oh, just gets in a little bit too hot, and he is in no man's land. Oh, Zach Purcell follows him into not even sure what part of the track that is. Oh, and Alexander Hammonds just making a night of it over here. We are going to sit around and watch him, because I've never seen anybody over there before, and we see Zachary Nurberger having an issue getting on pit lane. Oh, what a mess for poor Alexander. Just had a horrible night. Meanwhile, one man that has not had a bad night. Dennis Diaz has been all over tonight. Now you see here, he has got a 6-second lead over Stephen Thompson, but Stephen is yet to pit. His closest competitor is going to be David Lehman, and he is about 13 seconds clear of him. See, Dennis pitted 10 laps ago. Or, excuse me, pitted on lap 10. Right along here, David Lehman is going to be your second place, as Stephen Thompson has managed to stretch out. Again, that fuel savings some of these guys are able to get tonight is pretty amazing. I don't think anybody was expecting 26, 27 minutes on one tank. As he's going to be coming in, let's see if he can get the pit lane right. As he's hard on the binders. Makes that nice little chicane there. That is going to relinquish second place to this gentleman, David Lehman, who's now got nobody in front of him but one Dennis Diaz. Unfortunately, that is 13.5 seconds ahead of him. And he is got a long way to go. And we are coming down to 8 minutes left of racing here tonight. Again, jump on over to Extreme Sim TV here in 10 minutes and catch the Pro 4 trucks. And join us again on Wednesday night as we come to you live from Monza in the Endurance for Amateur Series. Also, you can check out the website, ponyexpressracing.com. And you can also check out the podcast at pesimracingpodcast.com. Hosted by Mark and I. We got a lot of good things going on over there. In fact, last week we had Roger Shank on. Roger is the owner-operator of AlienAwards.net, who does all of our trophy work, medals, awards, and everything come from Roger. He joins us in the show, gives us a little history about where Roger came from, his days as a desert racer. Used to race buggies out in the desert. So check us out. We'd appreciate you stopping by, giving us a like and a subscribe. Always helps. Also have a special guest this week. We meet with Mr. Renee Butler, one of the hosts of Overtake.gg. If you ever wanted a one-stop shop for all of your sim racing news and tutorials and how-tos, check out Overtake.gg. Those guys do an awesome job over there, and they were kind enough to come and join us on an episode of the show. So looking forward to having those guys check us out and stop by. Meanwhile, back here at the live action, as we see Dennis Diaz is having a uneventful, boring second heat after his issue in the first heat. Managed to pull out a 14.5-second lead over David Lehman, who is a further 11 seconds ahead of Tony Watson. Nice to see Tony back up there on the podium in his Marlboro-inspired System X F3 car. Fourth place, we have Stephen Thompson, who is being hunted down by Jay Smart and Steven Rubens, as these guys battle for fourth place. As I mentioned, Steven Rubens here, back in sixth place currently. And here we see Zach Purcell. Zach spent a lot of the first half of this race running up there in second place, and then just kind of slowly faded away. Still running good strong back in seventh place, although he's down 6 positions, so it's not going to be one of his better nights. And here we see Zach Nurnberger, who is also up there running in third position for the first third of this race, and had a few off tracks and incidents, and found himself down here in 8th place at the moment. And here we have Alexander Hammonds, who was at one point in time up there battling for a podium position, and then had an awful time getting onto pit lane. He got it all wrong, and then got it wrong again, and I think got it wrong for a third time. And we have Zachary Maxson, Brad McCombs, and Mackenzie Johnson, who have all put it on the trailer. Well, maybe Zachary Maxson is still out here. Let's see. Zach is no longer on track, neither is Brad or Mackenzie. So we've got 3 guys put it on the hauler, headed home. Meanwhile, Dennis Diaz is just putting in... I'm running out of ways to describe it. He's managed to gap David Lehman by 16.5 seconds now. We got Jay Smart making that pass on Stephen Thompson. So Jay moves up into 4th position. Nice recovery after his earlier incident there, coming into the last little set of corners before the start-finish straight. Fortunately for Jay, I think it's going to be a little bit too late tonight here to work his way up to a podium finish. But a nice recovery nonetheless. Up 3 positions. Uh-oh, do we have an incident with one Mr. Dennis Diaz? So, remember, Dennis has a 16-second lead, so there should be no reason for him to push. Just gets in there. Oh, he gets in there really hot. Lucky for him, he's able to keep it on track. Be curious to see how much time he's lost. Now he's trying to scrub off the dirt off those tires. Well, let's just see where that plays us. Unfortunately, I don't think it really is going to hurt his chances. Like I said, he had such a big lead over David Lehman. That only brought his lead down into the single digits. And I don't... I'm going to guess Dennis is going to back off that pace just a little bit. Realizing now that all he's got to do is drive around for the next 3 laps and take home a victory here tonight at Twin Ring Motegi. As we come down to the final 2 minutes of racing, we run through the order here. We got Dennis Diaz followed by David Lehman. Up 9 positions, we have Tony Watson. Nice race, Tony Watson. Followed by Jay Smart, Stephen Thompson, who is on the back of Jay Smart here. These two are going to battle right to the very end. That's good to see. Zach Purcell, or excuse me, Stephen Rubens there. Zach Purcell running in a lonely 7th place, as is Zach Nürburger in 8th place. And last man on track, Mr. Alexander Hammonds, after having a great race, just a bad time on pit lane. Here we have Mr. Diaz making his way around for his penultimate lap. Should get the 1 to go. Well, this might actually... It's going to be close. He may actually get the checkered flag this time by. Nope, looks like we're going to have 1 more lap to go. He's managed to get back into the groove, not lose any more time. As Stephen Thompson is able to get past Jay Smart. And then, oh, as Jay has an incident there. Oh, what a shame. Jay was having such a great race too. That puts Stephen Thompson up there in the 4th position. And here we see Tony Watson bringing that thing around. Tony's got himself a nice little gap now. Jay Smart able to get underway. What a shame. He was having such a good race too. Just had a couple incidents. A couple little off tracks. Cost him no damage though, so he's able to keep that car rolling. Doesn't have to go in and get any repairs done. As we see Dennis Diaz takes the checkered flag for a victory here tonight in the open wheel for amateurs. We got David Lehman coming across for a 2nd place finish, followed by one Mr. Tony Watson, who will be ecstatic as he steps up onto the podium here tonight. Great finish for Tony Watson, followed closely behind 4th place of Stephen Thompson. And here you see Stephen Rubens for your top 5 finishers. Jay Smart coming around for a 6th place finish. Congratulations to Jay. And here we see Zach Purcell coming on that long back straightaway. Zach's going to come home in 7th position tonight. Followed by one Mr. Zach Nürburger, although he is going to have some company here from Alexander Hammonds. Ooh, Alexander just gets in there a little bit too hot. You see Zachary Purcell here getting ready to come across the start-finish line. Zach Nürburger going to bring it home for 8th place tonight. Followed by Alexander Hammonds, who has had another off-track incident. Let's take a look, see what happened to Alexander there. Just gets in a little bit hot. Oh, yeah. Alright, and Alexander manages to cross finish line in 9th position tonight. So we have Dennis Diaz. Alexander taking it home the hard way. Dennis Diaz with your victory here in the final heat, followed by David Lehman, Tony Watson, Stephen Thompson, Stephen Rubens, Jay Smart, Zach Purcell, Zach Nürburger, and Alexander Hammonds. Calling it quits early tonight, Zachary Maxson, Brad McCombs, and Mackenzie Johnson. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Round 7 from Twin Ring Motegi. Next week, we are going to Round 8, coming to you live from Monza. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, jump on over to Extreme Sim TV and check out the Pro 4 trucks. Thank you very much for stopping by tonight. I appreciate it, and have a good evening, everyone.